It started on a Sunday. I remember because the rain had that calm Pacific Northwest rhythm, constant but soft, and I had absolutely nowhere to be. The apartment was quiet, still. That strange kind of stillness that makes you feel like the world has stopped moving and you're the last one who didn't notice. I was deep cleaning, not the normal kind. This was the obsessive reach into corners, rearrange every box kind. A distraction from loneliness, or maybe from the silence. That's when I found the box. It was wedged behind a stack of moving supplies under the bed. A shoebox with peeling edges held together by an old rubber band and the scent of dust and time. Inside were dozens of photographs. Not digital prints, real, analog photos. Glossy, faded fingerprints in the corners. Memories from high school, college, family barbecues, weekend hikes. I sat cross-legged on the floor, flipping through the photos one by one. Smiling faces. People I hadn't seen in years. Some of them I barely remembered. And then in a group photo from a Halloween party, 2015 I think, I noticed something. Someone. There was a man in the background, standing near the edge of the living room, just behind my friend Jenna. His face wasn't painted. He wasn't in costume. He just stood there, expressionless, hood pulled up, hands in his pockets, staring directly at the camera. At first I thought maybe he was just someone's plus one. But I didn't remember him. I looked at the photo again. Everyone else was laughing mid-conversation, but he wasn't part of the group. He was too still, too clear. I set the picture aside and moved on. A year later, 2016, I found another photo. Me and some friends at a music festival in Bend. We were dancing near the stage. Blurred movement, lights, sound. But in the middle distance, there he was again. Same hoodie, same posture, same face. This time he was standing by a vendor tent. Not doing anything, not smiling, just looking at the camera. I remember feeling cold all of a sudden, like the heat had left the room. I found more photos. A beach day in Cannon Beach, 2017. He's there, sitting on the far end of the sand, barely in frame. A birthday dinner. He's in the restaurant mirror, behind us, faint but visible. Camping trip, 2014. He's by the edge of the woods, watching. At first, I thought it was just a trick of the mind. A similar-looking guy. Coincidence. Pareidolia. Maybe a recurring stranger I just never noticed at the time. But then I went further back. High school photos. 8th grade graduation. A blurry group photo from a class field trip to the Oregon Museum of Science. And there he was. Again, standing in the background, in the reflection of a glass display, in the distance behind the school bus, in every photo that had me in it. There he was. Unchanging. Unblinking. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe someone was playing a prank. But these were physical prints from disposable cameras, before Photoshop was a thing, before social media. So how? How could he be in all of them, across decades? Never older, never different. Always the same face. I started laying them out, side by side, trying to see if he ever moved, ever changed expression. He didn't. Same neutral face, same posture, like he'd been copied and pasted across time. That night, I had my first dream. I was standing in my old high school hallway, empty, silent. The lights flickered overhead, and then I saw him. Not in front of me, but in a framed class photo on the wall. He was standing beside me in the photo, closer than he ever was before. And as I stared, he moved, just slightly, just enough. He turned to look at me from inside the photograph. I woke up gasping, sweat-drenched, heart pounding so hard it made my vision blur. After that, I became obsessed. I scanned every photo I could find, family albums, social media posts, yearbooks. Sometimes he was obvious. Sometimes I had to squint, zoom in, turn the image sideways. But he was always there. I asked friends if they saw him too. Most said no. A few said he looked familiar, but couldn't place him. And then one person, an old college roommate, texted back just one sentence. Why did you Photoshop him into that beach picture? I hadn't. And when I looked again, he wasn't there anymore. That's when I knew something had changed. He wasn't just in the photos, he could move between them, hide, reveal, like he was aware, like he was watching me watch him. I stopped sleeping. Every time I closed my eyes, I was somewhere else, back in those same memories, but warped. Blurry faces, people standing too still, and always him, walking toward me. One night I found a new photo in my kitchen. Not in a box, not from the past, it was recent, taken from the hallway. A photo of me sitting at the kitchen table, eating alone, but I hadn't taken it, and on the back, written in perfect block letters, "You forgot this one." I packed a bag, drove straight to Seattle. Found a woman who studied liminal memory phenomena, a fringe researcher. People call her Dr. Mora. She agreed to see me. I showed her the photos. She stared at them for a long time. Then she said something I still hear in my head every time I try to sleep. This isn't a man, it's a function. A placeholder. Something that fills gaps in memory, but if you notice it, it becomes real. She called it the recall man. A mimic, a mnemonic parasite, something that doesn't just watch you, it waits. It appears in photos to root itself in your timeline. Once it's embedded, it doesn't erase you, it replaces you, slowly, memory by memory, until you're a visitor in your own life. I asked if I could stop it. She said no, not completely. You can slow it down by destroying physical images, by refusing to look back, by severing ties with your own history. But even that might be too late. I came home, ripped every photo off the walls, smashed every mirror, deleted every image from every device. But it's not enough. Because now it's not just the photos. I've started forgetting things. My birthday, my childhood dog's name, the street I grew up on. When I look at my reflection, I pause. Not because I see him, but because I don't recognize myself. My neighbor called me Eric yesterday. That's not my name. At least, I don't think it is anymore. I got a text this morning from a number I don't recognize. It said, "You're almost ready," and attached a photo of me, smiling, standing beside him, in a room I don't recognize, wearing clothes I've never owned. But in the photo, I looked happy, like I belonged. If you're hearing this, check your photos. Not just the ones you remember, all of them. Look carefully, and if you see someone, a man, in the background, then it's already started. He's not your friend, he's not a stranger, he's your replacement, and soon even you won't remember who you were before him.